Greetings guys. This is your boy Mikey here, guys. Today's currently Thursday, April 30th, 2026. Local time is currently 6:15 p.m. Local time. You can probably tell by the title of the video that's yeah, that's right. We're gonna be putting this thing back together. We're gonna be reassembling the Bissell Powerforce Compect 2112 from 2019. So 7-year-old. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. So, curious. Also, right before this video, just a few minutes before I started this video, just a few minutes ago before I started this video, had to do some taping. Had to do a tape job on the cord because if you remember the damage on the cord, this is where it is. Yeah, I used some of the tape. Would have got electrical tape, but yeah, that's what I want. So, the motor, it was locked up a little bit when it came in here, but it's fine. You see, I did a little bit of cleaning. I used a little bit of water with toothbrush, and then I got most of the dirt off. I didn't actually soak this for one. I just used a toothbrush with a little water. I just took a toothbrush and dumped it in the water, so yeah, it's much better now. So we're gonna put this thing back together real quick. It does work. The motor should work. So let's get started. Oh, by the way, before we actually start, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more future content. Please remember to leave a best comment, subscribe, and leave a like. So we're gonna go ahead and reassemble this machine back together real quick. All right. So I've got the parts ready. I checked to see how smelly. I smelled it. It smells really good after cleaning it 2 days ago, if you remember. This was thing took me 2 hours to clean because it was pretty dirty. But yeah, I gave that Bissell 10 out of 10. It still is a 10 out of 10. First time using it, it's really good. And I'm going to be using it for my vacuums from now on. So we're going to get started with the motor. We're going to get started putting the motor back together. How many amps is this? 6.2? Yeah, 6.2 amps, 120 volts, 60 hertz. Made in China, of course. And this is from the 177th day of 2019. So this thing's about 7 years old now. This is sticker. Gotta do this. Alright, let me show you what I'm gonna do first. So the parts we need, what you need to start with, if you're curious how to put this back together, it's 3 parts, well, technically 4. You've got the motor and these 3 plastic parts. This piece right here this screws into the power switch, and then there's two components. The back body, that's for where the motor sits. This is where the motor sits on top of the motor. So this takes, I think 6. Yeah, because 5 screws goes on the back of this, and then you got this one screw right here. So I'm going to grab the good screws. Most of these screws are still good. Besides a few rusted, but okay, got 6 screws ready. So I am gonna go ahead and I'll go off camera and put this all back together real quick. Alright guys, I got the motor back in just fine. The power switch I think might not be able to work, but I'm going to step on it to make sure. I don't know what's wrong. That power switch just being faulty for some reason. But anyways, got the motor compartment back in, as you can see. It looks much better than what it was before, I'll say. The motor shaft will need a little bit of work, but it still turns. Thankfully, it still turns. So, got 5 screws in the back of the back part. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws to get to the motor, and then you got one more screw inside the motor compartment where you access the power switch. It's back in there somewhere. So yeah, that's what that little teeny plastic piece was, if you're wondering. But anyways, I am gonna clean the motor shaft off real fast. So I'll be back in just a minute. Yeah, I'll be back on camera in just a minute. I'm gonna go off camera for just a minute. I went ahead and plugged this in. Seems to work just fine. You see the motor. Yeah, it's gonna need a good clean. So I'm gonna use this part right here if you're curious. This is sandpaper if you're curious. Get this you can get this at the local. I was able to get this at my local hardware store, literally just right up the road, 2 minutes up the road, for only about $7 or $8. Not a bad deal. And this should work to clean this off because I already tested it on this. It just needs to work. And I do need to get it a little more off, but I'm about to work on it now. So this is what the before motor shaft looks like. This is what before. This is the before. I'll show you the aftermath. I'll show you the after in just a minute. Alright, back from cleaning the motor shaft. You can see it looks much better. It does look much better than what it was. Yeah, I can't get that off, but I was able to get most of it off, so it looks much better. So, let's get this working on the parts now. Okay, I used this thing. You just saw all that. So I should have showed you on camera, but again, this should not move this parts, but it was just from the motor. It was just from the motor spindle. So let's get this piece back together. This goes on just like. Unfortunately, the core hooks on both the upper and lower busted. Unfortunately, that just goes on like this. You got one screw that screws in right there. That's pretty easy. At least this thing still works, thankfully. It's only 7-year-old ain't that big. It's solid on. Just tight. I don't want to tighten too bad. I don't want to tighten over tighten it. It's tight. Okay. Zip the machine almost. It smells really good. It smells like a normal vacuum. It smells like a brand new vacuum after cleaning it, after letting it dry for 2 days. I did get the Bissell logos off both the base and this because it was not good. Next thing, this whatever you call this now, I don't know what this thing's called to be honest. But this thing goes on top. Oops, didn't want to do that. Get that off. It is clean now. A little dusty still. A little bit dusty than what it was, but nothing but wiping can do nothing. It's worth cleaning this machine. So if you're curious where this piece goes, I'm about to show you now. You're about to see. I don't know. There should be a filter in there. It feels like, but it's not. This goes on top if you're curious, but you have to line it up. There's like how many tabs? Let's see. I see one tab that goes on this side right here, I believe. It goes on top like that. And then you got one screw that goes in the middle. Goes in the middle. So let's get that screw in. Let's get that. Let's screw that. Let's get that screw in. There we go. Looks like a knockoff vacuum almost, because I took the Bissell plug off because it didn't look good. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do next? Let's do this. So we got this next piece up. Also one screw for this part you're about to see. Need one screw to put this back in. This is where the twist and snap hose goes. This is where you twist and snap the hose back into the machine. See, if you're wondering where it goes, you can remove this if you're, by the way, if you're curious. It goes on just like this. And then one screw that's the one screw that goes in right there. Pretty explanatory. Pretty good explanatory, whatever. There we go. Oh yeah, the seal, where's that seal at? By the way, there's a seal that goes, it's not technically a seal, but I think it is. Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, where's it? I think it goes. I can't remember if this goes. Let's see what. I think this goes on just like this. If I can get it in somehow. Probably should have taken it out, but I wanted to clean it anyways because it's pretty dirty. It was really dirty, honestly. The seal was even pretty dirty. There we go. You just push it in firmly and then it should be in just fine. There we go. Looking good now. Let's go with the base next. Okay. Go with the power nozzle. Power nozzle's next. Got a few parts to go to this power nozzle, including the brush roll. I tried to get most of the hair off. I got all the hair off, but some of the fibers are still on there, unfortunately. I tried the best. These and I think both bearings will need to be replaced, but I'm not gonna do it right now. The brush will still turn just fine for now. Blower hose does have a little bit, 2 holes. I did the best I cleaned it. But if I do find another one, I'll probably replace it. We'll see. Is that all the parts it goes to? Oh, yeah. Oh, the brush hose still. Alright. Back's hurting a little bit, but ain't that bad. Let me set this to the side for a minute. Show you what we need next. So, to put the power nozzle back on, you need the lower hose. You'll need the following parts for the power nozzle. The lower hose itself right here. Which, by the way, there's the holes right there. It'll be fine for now. It's clean really. This goes on top of it if you're curious. The screw and the 2 screws. This goes to the bottom of the power nozzle. You'll see in just a minute. That's the first 3 parts. That's the actual power nozzle. The power nozzle itself. I removed the logo once again because it didn't look good on there. Dusty. It has been sitting out here 2 days since in the last video. If you remember, the power nozzle itself. Got these other parts I'll show you. And then you got the base plate that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. You have the base plate. Fortunately, this is broken right here, but it's fine. You have 5 screws to the base plate. These 2 side caps goes into both of the power nozzles to screw in the 2 screws on either side. And that's one thing I like about Bissell. And then the brush roll stuff. I did take apart the brush roll. I didn't break the end caps, thankfully. I think I should be able to get that in. Now the bearings. One of the bearings I noticed was locked up, but I'm not able to get them out. I'm not able to get them off either. Which one is it? I think I found it. Or is it both of them? Hold on, might be both of them. One of them is locked up completely. I think I know. I think it's both. Maybe both, to be honest. One of them is spinning a little bit. This one still moves just a bit. But this one right here, I have right here, the second bearing, it's locked out, unfortunately. But the brush roll these turns for now. Eventually I will replace the bearings. I really don't want to replace the brush roll itself. Alright. First thing we need to do, let me set this to the side for a minute. I'm going to sit down while I'm doing this. Turn it back a little bit. So in order to get the power nozzle back on, you'll need these side caps I mentioned that I was mentioning, and the machine and the body itself. The power nozzle itself, you're about to see, you'll need these 2 little side caps in order to get that power nozzle back in properly. You need 4 screws, by the way. Actually, wait a minute. Before that, I gotta reassemble the lower hose on. Actually, just noticed one step. I went 1 step ahead. You need these parts, actually. In order to get the power nozzle in properly, you need to put this back on. Just push it in. If I can push it in. There we go. Should be able to get that in pretty easily. Ugh. It's been difficult. Should be able to go in just fine. Unless it doesn't want to. Oh, ow, got it. Okay, never mind, I got it. Oh, cut myself a little bit, that's fine. There we go. Let me turn this way so it's much better now. That just goes like that. This other piece is to the power nozzle itself. Let's do the same thing pretty much. Just push it in firmly. Push it in really hard. There we go. The 2 screws goes right there. That goes into the inside of the power nozzle. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, cut myself a little bit, but it'll be alright. And then the 2 screws to the lower hose. So this should go on just like this. Okay. I got it. Alright, you need 2 screws. Where's my 2? Where's the screws at? There we go. Oh, you don't want to drop that. Okay. 2 screws to get the lower hose assembly back in. Well, technically 4 because you got 2 more up here. But the 2 actually down here goes right here. One of them goes on this side. 2 sides actually. There's one of them. Oh, you want to drop the other one. Hold up. I got it now. The other one goes on this side. Just like that. Now you're screwing them. Don't over tighten, that'll be really bad. You definitely don't want to over tighten these screws, so you can strip these out pretty easily. But these are pretty, the screws are easily replaceable, I think. This is really cheap. Okay, we got the lower hose back in, as you can see. There we go. Alright, let's get this back together for real. Alright, you need the motor assembly, you need the body, you need the whole body assembly to get this, and the power nozzle is still goes on just like this. Now, I don't have a belt for this right now, but I can get them easily, but I'm not going to right now. Make these little two side caps I mentioned, end caps I think, whatever they're called, not end caps, but is it the, let's see. Okay, I hit it the wrong side. I didn't put them right there. There we go. As you can see, 2 screws on this side, and you got the 2 screws on this side. You need 4 screws in total, speaking of which, in order to get this power nozzle properly back in. Actually, these rest ones I'll have to use. You need 4 screws total, 2 on each side of the power nozzle, in order to get this back. One side, all 2 screws already in. 2 more screws to get in, and this power nozzle will be back together. There we go. 2 screws go back on the lower hose, like so. Two screws hold the top of the lower hose. Connect to the lower hose. Takes 2 screws from where the hose connects to the lower hose. That's how it goes in, like that. Pretty easily. Okay. Now let's take a vacuum on this. Set this to the side for a minute. Because next part I do need to put the brush back together. I am going to pull this brush hole back apart when I get some new bearings. When I do find out when I have actually good bearings. These bearings, if they do replace, will need to be replaced. One of them especially will be replaced. Here are the parts for the brush hole. Thankfully, none of the parts in it. Ow! I hit it again. Both bearings, both end caps, the rod, and the brush hole itself. Let's do this. I'm going to be careful putting this back together. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Let's set this down for a minute. What side goes on? Okay, we need to find out. Okay, the belt goes on that side. Okay. Let's see. This side is in. Make sure I put these in. I think that's in there. Yep. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Where's the... I gotta put the rod in. brush barely don't spin for some reason now. I think the brush will start to seize a little bit. But then I push these in. So the brush is back together, but I am going to have to replace both the bearings. It's like, it's starting to come, it is starting to seize up. Now the belt goes up here. This takes a 31 Bissell 3130 style belt, but I don't have any of those at the moment. But brush just goes in like this. Still spins a little bit, but as you can tell, it's kind of seized out. It is getting seized. It is really seized out, unfortunately. Brush just goes on like this. Brush goes in just like this, as you can see. But I am going to replace the bearings. It ain't that big of a deal right now because I don't have a belt for this anyways. Eventually I'll get some bearings, but yeah. These are not the 608 type bearings. These take a different style. You got 5 screws to put this back on. Brush cover takes 5 screws to put back on. It still spins a little, but not much. It doesn't spin badly. Bearings could be replaced eventually when it if I do find another one that has a good brush, well, I might take that. I don't know. There we go. I'm gonna go in for some reason. I got it. More screws. Some of these screws are rusted, but then I will pull the brush apart and check for it once we get some bearings. Or when I find another one that has a better brush tool. I believe this brush will start to seize up pretty badly. At first, the brush was spinning just fine, but seizing to the part, it's just fine. Last screw to get that brush cover in. There's 5 screws. Don't want to tighten these over. Tighten these. And there you go. It's missing the wheels, unfortunately, but that's normal. Let's look at vacuum now. We'll test this in a minute, but I'm not going to test with the canister on because it doesn't have to go through, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to put parts left and then test this out. Sure. I'm going to get this back in. I do need one more screw. I believe I need to have one more screw. Okay, the last few parts we need to put back in the cyclone. The cyclone parts we do need to put back in. I will say these smells really good. Fog clouded out, unfortunately. So we're going to clip the bin assembly. We're going to put back. How much time we got left? Oh, so we got 7 minutes. There you go. We do need to open this part. I'm not going to run it with the canister on because it doesn't have the filter, obviously. And the last screw goes, it actually goes right there. You're about to see. You actually need this piece. You see, you do need this piece. That's the screw that goes into it. Just like that right there. Just like that. There we go. That screw goes in just like that. That's pretty easy to get back in. That turn and clean the inside of that. Looks like you cleaned that pretty good. Clean up the loose. That's in. The cyclone. Alright, the 2 pieces for the cyclone and now go in finally. The last 2 pieces. Just goes on like this. Or no, you have to line. I think you have to line these actually. Yep, you do. Twist it on, and there you go. The cyclone goes in like this, pretty much. You're lining it like this. Let me show you on camera. Ow! There you go. Back on. It looks much better. It does look much better than what it was, I'll say. I think the machine, well, it does have to handle those, but I don't have those parts. Whatever, who cares? This is cleaned up. Looks like a Powerforce pedal plant. Well, I'm going to run this real quick and see how the suction is real quick. I'm not running it without the filter, so let's test it out real quick. Alright, just tested it out again. The motor has a lot more suction than what it was. This latch always keeps coming loose. But it is going to be sitting out here. So I can get a handle. So I find another one that has a handle and a hose and a filter. A new belt for this too eventually. But at least it's back together. And my next machine is technically a parts machine. Along with the Shark, the Clean View Revolution, the Box 538, I believe that's the wrong number. I did find a power nozzle for this. It's not going to be the exact color. I can find the upper bend and bend assembly and all that just fine. The filters, I can find that pretty easily just fine. When it comes to the base, I can find that from a Cleanview, not Cleanview Power Track. I can find a power nozzle from a Bissell Power Track Revolution that's in the dark blue and lighter green colors. That one's the most popular bunch of these. And then this also needs a new power switch, by the way, because I actually have a power switch. You can grab it. It needs a new filter tray, but I can find those pretty easily. This power switch is completely shot. This power switch is completely shot. Shouldn't be doing this. I don't know how that happened, but these are easily replaceable. So it's gonna toss that over there. I'm not saving that. It needs new wiring. It definitely needs a new cord, but still dirty after cleaning it. This is going to get a thorough refurbishment for it. I want to replace this with a Shark, but it doesn't work. It doesn't have a good filtration. I need attachments, including the triple brush. But hey, at least I got one of these. At least I saved this, because it will be a parts machine until I find another one. So yeah, at least a handle. I did find a handle, but it's not going to be the exact color. But anyways, this will do it for this video, guys. This will be your boy Mikey signing out. I will see you back in tomorrow's video, guys. This will do it for the video, guys. So I'll see you back in the next video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. See you back in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.